Hello, welcome to today's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. We're going to go back to the Times today and have a look at that puzzle. Mark's vlog yesterday, I think those of you who've watched it will have enjoyed it. It was an excursion onto the Guardian Cryptic and a puzzle by Paul. And for some reason that we're not quite sure about, the puzzle has now disappeared off their website. It seems to have been replaced by a tribute to Roger Squires, who is one of their compilers, a prolific compiler of crosswords, and he's just retired, and they've published his first puzzle ever as yesterday's puzzle now, and the puzzle that Mark solved seems to have disappeared altogether. So we're not sure where it's gone. It still makes a very entertaining vlog, so I suppose the advice is don't hold up watching the vlog because you want to try the puzzle first, because we don't know where the puzzle is. So without further ado, anyway, let's have a look at today's Times. I'll try and talk about my thought processes a bit as we go through. So globe-trotting pleasure seekers black dog. Goodness me, globe-trotting jet setter. Jet setter, yes, of course. So a jet is the word for black. Dog is a setter. A power held by fellow in charge of a flowering shrub. Of a flowering shrub. It looks like it's might end in IC, this one. But in charge. Japonica. Maybe it is Japonica, and then the A is the in charge of is IC, and then the A is just plain text there, flowering shrub, and then John around the outside of AP for A power. In Prince, okay, so this is tonal, this is a hidden. In Princeton, a likely description of much traditional music. So the way to get that is just to, as I read the clue, I thought that's so strange that they've used the words in Princeton, a likely. So they must have needed those words for a very particular reason, and indeed they did. So grass, giving rise to great alarm. Well, it looks like panic, doesn't it? Great alarm. I don't quite see why though. Come back to that. Tyneside, so whenever you see Tyneside, it's normally a reference to the northeast, so let's put northeast in. Boss fencing in large aquatic plants. So I'm looking for a four-letter word for boss here, I think. I don't think Benitez fits. I want this to be something like Nelumbo for some reason. It's ringing some bell in the back of my mind, but I can't quite remember what the word is. So plant found in ravines by seabird with style. Another plant, gosh. Is this the third plant so far? Let's have a look at 3 down. Impedes new copper, prodding remains of fire. Impedes. Well, new copper is probably, it could be an anagram of copper, but I prefer thinking that that's probably NCU, CU being the abbreviation for copper, and that's going to be inside the remains of fire, but it doesn't look like that would normally be ashes. Embers, so it's encumbers. Okay, this does still look like panic. Why is that panic? Grass giving rise to. I'm having a total brain freeze there. Now, Nalumbo now looks still quite good here. I think umbo is a word for something. Maybe it is a boss. Not as in the form of like somebody who's your manager, but in the form of some sort of stud. Okay, well, let's go with Nalumbo. Have a look at 4 down. Book about setting up of broadcast item, possibly. Book about setting up of broadcast item, possibly. Well, the book could be tome about the setting up of broadcast. So if we air something, we broadcast it. Now, an item's a twosome as well. So that's a tome around the outside of so for broadcast reversed. So quite, I don't know if that's difficult or not, but it certainly took some thought. So copy, 5 letters, 7 letters beginning with R. I'm thinking replica immediately. Beginning of record, I found in unexpected place. Yes, it is. It's an anagram place around I there after the R. So, convenient haven in old Indian city. Convenience haven in old Indian city. I'm not sure. Notes written about island capital. Well, the first thought was Paris, but I don't see why notes are pars. So we're probably looking for do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in some form around I to give the name of a capital. So I'd rather try and work on that with some letters, I think. Let's see if we can get this. Tantrum left parents, finally. Upset. Strop. That's going to be a reversal of port and S. Port for left there. So, capital then. Still not getting it. Could that be opportune? Haven is a port again. In old Indian city, yes, I think there is. I think Pune is the name of an Indian city. Let's go with that. Healthy old actor catching game for supplier of healthy food. Healthy old actor. An old actor is sometimes a ham or a tree even. Oh, could it be fruit tree or something like that? Fruit. Healthy is fit, and then an old actor I think is a tree, so let's go for that. And then this could be Sophia then. Okay, so it's 2 different notes, it's so and far around the outside. I was thinking it would be the pluralization of one of the notes around the I. So states 18 opposed. Well, I'm going to go for a verse there. To state is to aver, so states could be avers, and then we just need 18 to be hinting at an E. Where is 18? Let's have a look. Language, I wonder if this is English then. No good in priest's hole initially. It is English. That was helpful. So the way that's working is you've got no good NG in Eli, who's a very popular priest appearing in crosswords. The apostrophe S is giving this S here, and then the H is the beginning of hole, so hole initially. So let's have a look now. This looks like impetus without even reading the clue. Hanger on, heading off with American. So it's a limpet without its heading, followed by US for American. Let's go back to this one again. Now this looks like Chinese something. Now Chinese lantern maybe? Plant found in ravines by seabird with style. Well, I can see elan and turn. Elan is style and turn is a seabird. And ravines, I think there is a word, chine, which is a ravine. So Chinese lantern looks good there. So 14 down. Speech made by new president during month on river. Don't know. New president. President can be P, or short words for president, Abe. It's quite common for Abraham Lincoln. I'm not really seeing how to get an Abe in the middle of that. Let's have a look at this long one. Boxer possibly, so that sounds like a dog. Men's tan briefs badly. Okay, well this is an anagram of men's tan briefs. And it means a boxer, possibly. Man's best friend. There we go. So, corrupt squire out to get semi-precious stone. Okay, well, that's an anagram. Turquoise. Whenever I see a Q, by the way, my tip is to always be on the lookout for a Z, because I always think that the setter's probably used a Q to try and get a pangram into the grid, i.e. to use every letter of the alphabet. We can see there's already a J up there, so let's keep an eye out, see if we can spot a Z. Excursion a firm provides for colourful bird. Okay, there is a bird called, I don't know how you say it, but turco, something like that. That's a word I've only come across in crosswords. So, censure maiden cutting beautiful youth on horse. Okay, so beautiful youth is screaming Adonis. So you can see that might work if we sort of something like this. On horse, well, horse is an H, and then maiden in the middle for M. And we get admonish just by focusing on the wordplay there. The maiden cutting Adonis with the H, and that censure is to admonish, so that was a good solve. Taxi turns up in main road. They can be counted on. Well, you need to know the plural of something that you can count on here, which is quite an odd construction, but the wordplay is helpful here. So the reversal of a word for taxi, a short synonym for taxi, well, I think the most obvious one is cab. And the A1 is a main road. So if you see main road, you're normally looking at M1 or A1, I think. So let's have a look. Arab. Well, this looks like it's going to be another Q. One fronting endless attack without question. So one is this I. Endless attack is raid without the D at the end. And without question is saying we put those letters without, i.e. on the outside of the abbreviation for question, which is Q, as in Q&A. Let's have a look at this. Insecure title, oddly, held by right winger. Okay, so again, whenever we see words like oddly, evenly, regularly, we need to take alternate letters. So the alternative letters of title, it looks like it's TTE in the middle of a word for a right winger. Well, that's a Tory, so tottery, insecure. And that should help here. I'm thinking of hoydenish immediately, which hoyden is an old word for a tomboy, so let's look at the clue. Like a tomboy. Like a tomboy's call to attract man by hotel. So call to attract is oi, I think. O as in O-Y. And a man is Dennis, or Denis, depending on how you like to say that. Okay, no, I think they're saying ahoy is also a call to attract there. H-O-Y, as in sort of ahoy in a naval sense. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be the answer. I don't really want to go to the speech one yet. So, eccentric son to university going over grounds. Eccentric. Well, I'm thinking of campus here. So I can see how, if you're at university, you're normally up, because you're up at university, and then you go down, or you're sent down when you leave university, depending on the circumstances. So S and UP, going over, well, that suggests a reversal of that, which would give us the PUS at the end of something. So we're looking for the start. Well, grounds are clearly campus. The campus are the grounds of a university, so maybe that's something the setter's thinking about here, but we're looking for a general word for grounds, really. And I think cam can mean eccentric. The other word I'm just thinking about is rum, because rum can mean strange, and there is obviously the word rumpus. So I think campus is better, but I'm prepared to shift this A to a U, perhaps. Let's see what this one's saying. Gawky, being ultimately cut out for relaxing sport. Gawky, being ultimately cut out. Whew. Sport. Angling? Yes, okay, so if you're gangling, you're gawky, with the G being the being, the last letter of being, cut out. So I think that's what this is saying. It's gangling without the G being the final letter of being. Is this an inaugural? Is that a type of speech? Let's have a look. Let's write it in and see if we can understand why. So speech made by new president during month. New president during month on river. So an inaugural is a speech made by a new president. Okay, so the definition was much longer than I was expecting there. And then the wordplay is just during month on river. So in August, on the river. The Ural is one of the rivers that comes up in crosswords, along with about 50 others. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's have a look at 22 down. Man absorbing woman's artistic style. Man absorbing woman. Okay, so I wonder if this is idiom. As in the Isle of Man absorbing dye for a woman, as in a woman's name. Is an idiom an artistic style? It's certainly a, it's a turn of phrase, but I don't know. Let's see if it's confirmed by anything. So, well, Salem, as in Salem, Massachusetts, isn't it? State capital, second month without alcoholic drinks. So that looks good. So that sort of confirms that we are looking for something ending in M anyway. So we just need this one. Murderer, a Trojan prince, observed, or Paris was a Trojan prince, according to report. Murderer. A Trojan prince. Is it Parisine? Okay, well, it is a homophone. It's going to be some word like Parisine. Parisine. Oh dear. This is your nightmare situation here, because I don't know exactly what this word is. I know it's a word that means a murderer. I'm not sure if it's a proper name of a murderer. Also, like, murderers, you can obviously get patricides and things like that. But a Trojan prince just must be Paris. According to report. Paris. So it looks like we're looking for something that's, a word like Parisine. Observed. Oh. Could this be the Z? Could it be that? of that. Unfortunately, neither is ringing any bell with me when I look at the letters in the grids here. Paris. I'm certainly going to learn something today. So, this is one of these horrible situations where you're effectively left with a guess. I don't think I'm going to be able to make more of the clue, in the sense I think I've understood how it works. I think I know the name of the Trojan Prince. I think the scene is, yeah, so it's going to be zine or scene here. Parisine. Murderer. Parisine. Can't quite see how it can be anything. I can't see how that letter could be anything other than an R. Paris. I think we'll go with this and be prepared to be proved wrong. So this is going to be annoying. I'll get the dictionary ready. Oh no! What is it then? Paris. Ah, well, I'm confused now. Parricide, the murder of a parent or near relative. So it's a D. Parricide, to kill your parents. Oh, I'd, E-Y-E-D. Oh, I didn't think of that, and I didn't know the word, so apologies for that. There were a few interesting words here, I think, in this puzzle. You know, there's a few words I really only know from crosswords. The bird here, tore a cow, or tore a sow, or however you say that. Hoydenish, I think, you know, that's not that easy. Nelumbo, Japonica. But in the end, I was parricide. Well, that's a new one for me. Anyway, I hope this run through was good and a little bit interesting, and we'll see you again tomorrow for another look at the cryptic crossword. Thanks for watching.